The Temple of Man. Alright. Jos käydään vähän niinku sellaista niinku sisäisiä asioita vähän niinku läpi selvästikin. Okei. Varmaan se muksu on piirustuksiakin noissa seinillä. Jep. Kyllä. Vai ei. On ihan pirun sätkä nähdä niinku pieni lapsi tämmöisessä laitteessa. Mä en noistahan mä en saa sanoa yhtään.
I love you, my friend. This is my favorite game. Do you wanna see? Watch how I started.
Okay.
You touch it right here, then the big lion comes. You know a scary lion? It's so loud. I can roar just like him. Yeah, hear me roar? Why? Don't be afraid. You might want to cover your ears.
Sepö, mä en kestä. Että tyyliin kaikesta voi selvitä. Okei.
Here comes the animals. Pterosaurs is my favorite.
Okei. Okei. Joo, osittainen tapa käsitellä surua, joo. Mielenkiintoista. Mä oikein tiedä, että niinku... siinä tuli se yksi mukana, joo. Tähän tässä nää yhdistää jotenkin nää kaikki. Lapsen nauru on kyllä oikeesti ihanaa kuunnella. Mikä on MP Steam Deckistä? No se on vähän niinku Nintendo Switch, mutta kakkonen, mutta törkeästi tehokkaampi. Kyllä ehdottomasti suosittelen totta kai. Oli semmonen kiva leikkihetki, vähän niinku tällainen. Kyllä ostaisin Steam Deckin, jos olisi vähän rahaa tyyli. Hyvää huomenta, morjens. Ihana Teemu TV. Miltä tuntuu tässä? Katie. Okay. Match Dove. Aha, okei. Okay. Hugs to all my hise kids and families. Tulee yksi. Okei, okay. Yksi yöllä, aha. Ai enempää. Huomenna luotijunnalla Kiotoon. Ui juma. Mahtavuutta. Let's two words. Miss you always. Joo. Tähän on paljon tämmöisiä muistokortteja. Tyyli sellaisia. Elsie, we love you dearly and miss you daily. See you soon. Japanissa jo tiistai siis. No.
This terrible routine. Watching you. Waiting for you to wake. Hoping you will never remember these days of illness and treatment. One day, I'll bring you here. Show you your tiny handprints on the wall, and you'll be annoyed that we all think of you as some big miracle. Cancer will be such a small part of all you could grow to be. You will tire of hearing about it. You won't want to see the cards and notes I saved. And I won't mind at all. I'll hold the memories of this hard day. You just leave it behind.
Joo. Hetkinen. Onko tää tunteisiin vetoava peli? On. Tää kertoo siitä, kun tällä pikkulapsella on syöpä ja tässä kertoo vähän niinku toivosta, rakkaudesta ja vähän niinku selviytymisestä. Lähti pois, lähti veke. Ja indie-pelit on törkeän upeita. Ehdottomasti. Useimmat indie-pelit on oikeasti paljon parempia jopa mitä niinku Don't let speed dumps become the mountains they try to be. AMD. Rankkoja pelihetkiä, kyllä. Useimmat indie-pelit on upeita settiä, mitä niinku AAA-pelit. Täällä on paljon näitä kortteja. David Longstrong. No. Tämmönen, niinku sanoin aiemmin, niinku point and click tyylinen peli. Onkas näitä? Mitkä? Täällä on paljon tämmöisiä. Ei siinä tänne näkään mennä. Okei. Mikä olikin oikeimesta? I'm sorry guys, it's not good. Oh. Tää nyt meinaa.
Farmer Bill makes the pigs bacon for breakfast.
Selvä. Eli vielä uudestaan.
Farmer Bill plays fetch
Sama.
with the pigs. Farmer Bill plays hide and seek with the cows. In the winter, Farmer Bill plays hockey on the pond with the ducks. Farmer Bill always wins, but the ducks perform mightily.
Okay, more. Se pitää varmaan kaikki käydä läpi vissiin, näin veikkasin.
Invented a new scripting language called EquiScript.
Oliko se siinä niinku? Vieläkin.
Those missed mischievous pigs are napping on Farmer Bill's couch.
Se niinku oli kuitenkin siinä tuo.
Farmer Bill owns the cattle on 1,000 hills.
Onko tässä joku juttu, että niinku pitää tehdä tuo?
Farmer Bill asked the horse to take the truck to town. Are you sure? I'm pretty sure I saw Farmer Bill doing that. Farmer Bill can control space and time.
I'm sorry, guys. It's not good.
Ah.
I'm sorry, guys. It's not good.
Okay.
Size matters. If I know how big it is, I can face it. I can size it
It's
up.
quite small at this point, but unfortunately the size isn't terribly important. Any recurrence means the chemotherapy has failed. This is a tragedy.
Joo, rankkaa. Tosi rankkaa.
I guess I have imagined it.
With an ATRT,
I've
since
imagined
you
it
have
a
recurrence of
lot,
any
but
kind,
not like this.
It is fatal.
It's different.
It's only a
I
matter
thought I
of
would
time
sob
before it spreads to
uncontrollably
several locations.
or puke just right on the floor.
We've already thrown all the
I
chemotherapy
thought I'd
we
shake or
had.
wail or
We
something.
can't continue to give him
I
chemotherapy
guess
that we know
this
it's
is
resistant
shock.
to.
Tragedy, he said. That's right. That's the perfect word for this. It's a tragedy. I wonder if he says that every time. He's crying a little. I love him for that. He's not callous, he's genuinely sad. She is too.
So there just aren't any treatment options that are curative.
Okay.
We're very good at end-of-life care. We're very good at managing the pain and masking symptoms at the end of life.
How long are we talking about?
Prediction time again. No matter what I say, they'll wish it was longer. But sometimes longer is worse. A few weeks to maybe 4 months.
Few weeks to 4 months. 4 kuukautta tyylin elinaikaa ovat. Oh, so tough. Aika rankkaa settiä.
Is Nick crying?
How long are we talking about?
How am I gonna hold it together now?
A few weeks to maybe 4 months.
You mix them 4 months. Okay. Understand it.
Science, it's simpler,
A lot to think about already
measurable.
today, but we're going
I
to have
give
to
A,
think about Monday when we
B,
talk about
and
how
I
it's
subtract C, and I get this result, and I can do something to control it. Or at least have the sense that I'm controlling it. But now all we have left is a miracle. And miracles are
do a lumbar puncture.
fickle.
Talk to our radiation oncologist to decide
They don't
if
always
it's
come,
radiation
and
or this
we
chemotherapy.
don't always know why. What if Joel's miracle doesn't come?
Well, the radiation could probably kill the tumor we see now.
I hope he lives.
Prevent it from causing
I've
cancer,
always hoped.
but it would not keep
But
moving.
now I can't do anything but hope. Oh, radiation. At least we can do something. Hope doesn't require signing papers or driving to hospitals or holding Joel in my lap. Hope is for something someone else has to do for us.
So,
And
we'll
we
see if you
doctors
come back in
can't.
Monday, and we'll have some options for you to consider.
Invisible Jesus must.
We're so sorry.
Oi pojat. Rankkaa sitten tosiaan.
In the movie, I'd be kicking things and throwing chairs through them, but maybe you'd be sobbing back against the wall, slowly falling. I should be yelling. Why am I not yelling?
Thank you. That means a lot.
Damn, Mikki.
Am I right?
They've always been clear. Still has got a recurrence of his tumor. Well, where is it? How big is it? Well, it's in the frontal cortex, and it's quite small at this point. But unfortunately, the size isn't terribly important. Any recurrence using chemotherapy is fatal. This is a tragedy. With an HRT, as soon as you have a recurrence of any kind, it is fatal.
Okay.
It is only a matter of time before it's spread in several locations. We have already thrown all the chemotherapy we have at it. We can't continue to give them chemotherapy that we know it's resistant to. So there just aren't any treatment options that are curative. A few weeks to maybe 4 months. We've given you a lot to think about already today. But we're going to have you turn back.
No mihin tässä pitäisi... No, tuonne nyt. Hello Kimi, moi moi moi. Moro moro moro. Ja, mennään tyylin pimeätään. Nää voi olla jotain sen painajaisikin, ne sepä justiin. Että tää niinku... Näyttää sen pahimmat pelkonsa, pahimmat painaiset. Joo, mä ajattelin itekin. Oi, aika rankkaa sitten. Adrift. Okay. Jaha. Oho. Semmoset sieltä.
I have so many things stirring around in my spirit that I have to write to settle myself and find God's wisdom in the midst of chaos. I'm scared I won't be strong enough to face the things we might have to face in the coming weeks and months. But then I remember how much grace God gave us to walk out everything we've already faced. I've never felt completely overwhelmed, and I've never felt alone. So no matter what comes next, and I truly cannot even begin to guess how this will go, I know we will be carried. I want to shout out, look what God is about to do. Watch how he delivers Joel. And at the same time, I want to roll up in a silent ball and wait it out with fear and trembling, so aware of all my doubt, but yet convinced that my doubt is insignificant compared to God's faithfulness.
Joo. Eiku tuli sama.
I have so many things stirring around in my spirit that I have to write.
Joo, kyllä. Ja sitten. Mä oon niinku lintuna tässä. Jaa, okei.
Guys, are you ready for bed?
Joel, lay down. Okay. Should we do a song?
Sure.
Okay, big boys, why don't you come in here and we'll sing the littles a lullaby.
I'm tired.
I know, it's bedtime. Oh, okay. Oh, Elijah, lay down.
Beg, did you even check in his
Niinku
lab?
ei.
Joel, no.
Joel has chicken stuffed in his cheeks from dinner.
Tänne päin, yes.
That is so
We've been through so much already. This is a new degree of tragedy, but it's not so much different from the struggle we've already been living. We pressed into God. We pressed into faith. We fought until we found peace. We stood in peace when our flesh wanted to strive more. We stood in peace when it started to feel like laziness or foolishness or both. We waited for God to direct us specifically in prayer because all the directions we had initiated had not panned out. We prayed for no nausea because that's what we felt in our spirits we were supposed to pray, even though we'd prayed it countless times before while Joel continued to vomit.
Oh.
We saw one small miracle and then another. We waited to pray specific things until we were given specific direction, and we saw bigger miracles. And yet, if you asked either of us if we were doing enough, trying hard enough, we would say no.
Joo, nää oli vissiin selvästi näköjään uskovaisia tämä perhe täälläkin. Jotenkin. Mennään sinne päin. Aha.
Dear Eli, I feel nothing but pride for the way you battled cancer. I remember the way you learned to ride your tricycle down the hospital hallway instead of down the sidewalk like other 3-year-olds. It was hard for me to pray to God, "Thy will be done," when I really just wanted so desperately for him to heal you. In the 4.5 years that you dealt with harsh treatments, only once did you ask why God let you get cancer. I hope he has been able to explain the why to you, as I have always believed that he knew how strong you were and wanted to use you and your situation to positively impact so many lives. I remember how you never let me go to bed without telling me that you loved me, and how those were your very last words to me. You taught me what was truly important in life, son. Still now, years after you left Earth, people are impacted by your life and the lessons you taught us. Thousands of people from around the world read your blog and still feel such a strong connection to you, even though they never met you in person.
Melkoista settiä.
So, how long will we be in California?
I don't actually know. That's kind of why we're packing up everything, is because if the trial works really well, then maybe we'll stay in California for a really long time. Like, as long as it keeps helping Joel, then we want to stay and do the best we can for him and stay there where he's getting help. But if the medicine starts to not work, as soon as it's not helping him, I promise we'll come back home.
Are we going to Disneyland?
Yeah, of course. What do you think, Caleb?
Okei. Nää tuli tähän takas. Yes. Paljon kirjeitä, paljon kirjeitä.
Long day draws to a close. I am tired, but not sleepy. My face is puffy from crying. I have a dry throat and dry hands, a slight headache, and a desire to write down absolutely everything. I want to describe the feeling of being entirely empty and entirely resolute. I want to explore how I can be deeply sad and incredibly hopeful at the same time. I want to talk about holding Joel's hand, walking down the hall wanting to soak in the moment, to memorize the feeling of having his hand and mine, to let it matter, and then hating that my thoughts swing to, because what if I can't hold his hand one day? And hating that thought Wish I could just appreciate each second
Ei
of
siirräkään.
Joel without that appreciation
Siirräkään.
spilling into the pre-morning I refuse to do because I believe he will live. But instead of fighting the brief thoughts of mourning, choosing to fight instead that lie that says that those thoughts betray some doubt, some mistrust of God, when I know that those thoughts make me human, and that God knows I am human. He doesn't make Joel's victory dependent on me never feeling unsure.
Joo. Kyllä tuo varmasti syö ihmistä tosi paljon. Boostia. No niin, mahtavaa.
I won't let myself hold anything back this time. I would rather feel disappointed and let God heal my heart than to feel like I did not push myself as far as I possibly could in faith for my son.
Sä katsot puhelimen kautta, joo. Ja tuo. Pitkä
I remember the day I was diagnosed. I remember the hallucinations from the high fever of 5-year-old's nightmares. I remember my mother silently weeping in the doctor's office. I remember friends and family gathered around my hospital bed in prayer. I remember the 2-hour ambulance ride to St. Jude where they could better care for me. I remember the 2.5 years of weekly chemo treatments, the numerous lumbar punctures and bone marrow aspirates. I remember Doctors Bell, Dahl, and Kalwinski, nurses Jean, Judy, and Dale, Miss Chris in social work, Darlene in travel, all part of the team that cared for me. I am a walking memorial to their successes. I remember the other patients I'd see each time I went to the hospital for chemo. I remember when some stopped coming. I knew what that meant. I remember the years of summer camp for children with cancer, children like me. I remember their laughter and the midnight talks of fears and joys, normal kid stuff. Some less so. I remember when some stopped coming. I knew what that meant. But I remember them. I am, and other survivors are, memorials to those who lost their fights.
Jep. Voi.
Her expectation is so maddening sometimes. You know what she wrote on the eve of Joel's first surgery? The one back in January when we first found the tumor? I seriously feel like a kid on Christmas Eve. I'm pleading for God to spare his life, and I'm tempted to despair because self-inspection leads me to conclude I shouldn't expect much of anything. And yet my wife is expecting a surprise party from the Lord, replete with presents and supernatural miracles. I envy her.
Oh. Joel the baby night. Okay.
Hop in bed, boys. Let's go.
Boys, get in bed.
Oh, can you at least tell us a story?
Okay. That may
Sure.
Okay. This is the story of a very brave knight named
Joel.
Joel the baby knight?
Yes, Joel the baby knight. But he's also Joel the very brave knight. And he was being chased by a dragon named Cancer.
Okay.
Because of his tumor? Where does the dragon live?
In a forest.
Is the dragon big?
Very big.
Lohikäärme.
Does the dragon breathe fire?
So much fire, you guys.
What?
very brave knight. He was being chased by a dragon named Cancer.
Tää heittää tuolla just joo.
Because of his tumor?
Yeah.
Where does the dragon live?
In a forest.
Is the dragon big?
Okei, tuo nyt on näyttävä.
Does the dragon breathe fire?
So
Okay.
much fire, you guys.
Äsken tässä on... Näin. Okay.
So, Joel has armor, like a sword and a shield and stuff?
Ooh, or maybe a spear?
Joo, tää äsken on tässä jäänyt varmaan vähän jotakin jumia tyyliin.
So brave Sir Joel with his sword and his shield,
Okay.
his awesome spear, and his super jumping ability was being chased by a dragon named Cancer.
What other superpowers does he have?
He also has grace.
That's not a superpower.
It's the best superpower.
Do you guys know what grace means?
Yeah, it's kind of like help.
Yeah, it's kind of like help.
Selvä.
You know, and he's not the only one who's ever tried to fight this dragon. Some very brave knights have fought this dragon and lost. And some are able to drive the dragon off, and they can go home, and they can quit fighting for the kingdom and sake.
Joel's been fighting this dragon for a long time, huh?
A long time.
But Joel found a nice empty cave where he could rest. And it seemed like the dragon couldn't find him.
Mielenkiintoista.
But just when he thought
Kiva
that the
tarina.
danger was past, the dragon found his hiding spot and came after him in the cave.
Okay.
Well, that dragon's going to kill Joel. Joel's going to lose.
Why do you say that?
Because Joel is just a baby. Babies can't kill dragons.
Sellainen.
You're right.
Tää mukavasti yhdistää niinku
Can't kill the dragon.
niinku monenlaisia juttuja.
But it's the best part of this
Oi.
story. God fights
Whoa.
for Joel.
Selvä.
Fights that dragon Cancer right with Joel. And we know that God can win even if Joel can't. That's grace.
No voi. Selvä.
Well, what about Tim from Church Mom? He died from cancer. Wasn't God fighting for him? Didn't he have grace?
Of course God fought for Tim too. Tim fought so well. But he was so brave and so strong. God let him rest. It may have seemed like the dragon won because Tim
Tää yhdistää monenlaisia eri
We
pelityylejä
know that Tim's
selvästikin
in
tää.
heaven, and that he's with God, and that God is so proud of him. So maybe for Tim, getting to be done fighting was grace.
Aha. Selvä. Mitäs tapahtuu, jos mä niinku... Kaikilla mulla hahmoilla tilaan tyyliin. Ai, siellä onkin siinä. Okei. Ei välttämättä tarvinnut varmaan näköjään. Drowning, okei. Ei näköjään tarvinnut niinku... voittaa välttämättä. Selvä. Okei. Noniin. 2 tonnia vielä, juu. Alright, noin. Mennään tänne päin.
Ryan! Oh, Ryan, get in the boat.
I can't.
You have to, you'll drown.
We're already drowning. How can you sit there like that?
Despair doesn't help anything.
Neither does false hope. And I'm not despairing.
How can you say false hope? You're drowning.
Well, you're missing your oars. and you don't even know where you're going. And yet you're so sure you're gonna get there.
It's better than drowning.
Well, enjoy floating on the surface like you always do.
There's nothing deep about drowning. Just get in the boat.
You have to let me feel this. Someone has to.
That's not fair. I love him as much as you do. I just really believe we're going to be okay.
Mitäs hetki? Where's my Eva?
I'm sure my expectation looks like denial, but seeing Joel dying does not make me any less certain that he will be healed. In some ways, I feel more certain, not because the same doubts don't come to me, but because I know that they will not be entertained much longer, because this chapter is almost finished, and we will have an ending one way or the other. So the doubts and fears that make me reaffirm that even if I'm wrong, this is where I stand, become less and less powerful. People's conciliatory words of comfort meant to reassure us and help us accept Joel's death don't sit well with me. They aren't offensive because I know the heart behind them is good, but they are weak words because it's so obvious to me that death is the given. I don't have to work to be ready for it or accept it. It is coming whether I would accept it or not. It has been coming slowly for so long. I don't have to work to understand that Joel is dying. It is obvious. Heaven is amazing. And so I'm not worried about death. It will come regardless of where I stand and wait. But now, death is circling close enough for redemption to finally feel closer.
Oi pojat, melko se setti.
This is the part of the story where a daring rescue can thwart Death's intentions just in time, perhaps when it looks like it's already too late. I want to watch for that. I don't need to focus my eyes on Death, studying it in its slow progression. Its course is already clear. But there is a glory that is coming, and its journey to us is wild and quick and frightening, and I want to be watching for that glory. I want to stand trembling in awe before God and His power. Not sure that this thing that we've asked for is something we can quite manage, but trying anyway. Death is the given. But the life that is possible now for Joel, the miracle that could come now that death is so close, is something worth pursuing. Worth risking everything to see with my own eyes.
Joo. Makaroninauraja oli kanssa hetket. Yeah, kuulostaa hyvältä. Very nice, very nice. Nami nami. Okei. Hyvä niin kuin menee vielä alemmas. Tai joo. Dehydration.